Step out of your house, go to the main road, and more likely than not, you will encounter at least 2 Cretas in 10 cars that you see. That's how popular this SUV has become in India. So Hyundai India has always had, ever since the introduction of Sandro, has always had one flagship model which captivated the Indians. It was the Verna later on, and now it's the Creta, and we don't know what is coming up. So in this video, I'm going to review the most famous IPO probably this year, which is about to hit the NSE. So am I going to invest or not? Please note that I am not a SEBI registered analyst. I have zero qualifications to analyze anything. This is just how I am spending my money, whether I am going to invest in this IPO or not. You are free to follow me, not to follow me, up to you. Okay, but anything you do is your own responsibility, not mine. If you really want to understand and invest, please consult your SEBI registered analyst. Okay, now let's understand whether I'm going to put my money in Hyundai. I'm going to do it in a completely different way. There are hundreds of reviews, but this is different. So now let's look at this company, right? So when did they establish in India? 1996. So it's almost going to be 30 years pretty soon. And that is a large time to be a market leader other than Maruti in India for a longest period of time. Right now, they're on number 2 position with Mahindra and Mahindra really on their tail. And there is only a little that differentiates between the two. So they have several popular models, as I said. The Creta is one, i10 is another, i20 is another, Aura, Tuscan, Alcazar, and Exter. Right? All of these are very, very popular because they're reliable. They're very good service and network, a very good resale value, right? And they have a state-of-the-art manufacturing facility in Chennai, in Sri Perumbudur, right? Which is they have got robotics, automation, and they're also very eco-friendly, which is one of the biggest plus points for them. That they, from an ESG perspective, Hyundai is really the leader in India. And the companies, people love to go for Hyundai because of the value addition that they get, or perceived value addition that they get when they have compare a Maruti versus a Volkswagen or any other B plus segment car. Hyundai seems to have more technology in it, more stylish aspect to it. So that's why people are attracted to it, and coupled with the large service center network. And Hyundai is also committed to sustainability, which offers electric and hybrid vehicle options also, and it's actively reducing its carbon footprint through various green initiatives. Now let's look at the entire Hyundai Motor Global as a whole, and what is the contribution of Hyundai Motors India, right? So Hyundai Motors India has been rising as a manufacturing power within the Hyundai group, now contributing up to 18% of the Hyundai global manufacturing. And that's up this year, or rather calendar year 23, by a whopping 3% from previous years. That is 15.5%, right? And the Hyundai Motor India's limited portfolio currently includes 13 models, as I mentioned, across the major passenger segments. And the key growth areas for Hyundai is going to be, even now in India, there's low penetration of passenger vehicles, right? And the SUV segment has started to take off big time in India, right? With thanks to our great roads, right? And that is evidenced by its flagship model Creta, which was probably introduced somewhere in 2016 and still continues to be the top selling car in that segment, despite no major uplifts which have been brought to the vehicle by Hyundai, right? So it's just like a cash cow for them, right? And they have strategic investments which are already made in the EV segment, and they are now planning to launch 4 new segments, so 4 new models in that segment, and which will really dominate the premium sedan segment for them, right? And tactical capacity expansion with acquisition of Talagaon plant, which means that they will be able to add another 2.5 lakh unit, right? And their high ROC value indicates that they're a very capital efficient business, which is always very good for investors. So to start off with, if you are going to invest in this for a listing gain, please don't expect much, because the size is huge, right? And very, very minimal or small listing gains, if any, can be expected from this IPO. It's not like a small cap IPO. It's 28,000 crores. So we need to understand that this will not be something that you should go for, in my opinion, a listing gain, right? And if I look at the negatives of this, there is the presence of Kia, which has always been my problem with Hyundai, right? And because they're selling the same segment of cars in the same segment, so what is the game here, right? There appears to be a conflict of interest. There are several work orders which are given to Kia, and they both operate on the same parcel of land which is owned by Hyundai, which is leading to a lot of conflict of interest. So, but since they have completed 30 years, maybe I am just making mountain out of molehill, but I don't like it, right? And their competition, right? If you look at the top 10 cars in India, 7 out of the top 10 cars are from Maruti stable. That's 7 out of the 10. And Maruti has been sitting pretty with the market share of over 41% for decades now. Nobody has been really able to kill them. And now, in the form factor, which the Hyundai had the lead, who is going to kill them? Mahindra with this design XUV 700 was such a super duper hit, and it still is a major competitor for Creta, because then Creta is also almost priced at the level of XUV 700, which also is now pricing upward. So the price point is what keeps Creta a perception of value for money, right? Otherwise, from the form factor, Mahindra is close up their heels. Tata nowhere nearby, but Mahindra definitely. Now, Hyundai Motors is expanding across 190 countries, right? That provides a lot of export opportunities to Hyundai Motors India, because they make now 15% of the cars, right? And the other thing is, wherever Hyundai Motors is making money, it is expected to pay royalty to the parent group, which is around 3.5% of sales, right? That's a problem also.